two, one, and we're live. Welcome to the first episode 000 of Clayton Cuteri Takes on the World. I'm your host, Clayton Cuteri. Um, what's up? This is a little odd, recording and everything, looking into a camera. But let's power through it. What is my goal here? My goal here is to partially probably document my journey in life, where I'm at, what's going on, where I am now, where I'm going, and, try to get other people's perspectives on lives, play with ideas, and I hope this to be a collaborative experience. So whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're on one of these other apps, I hope that you find a way to reach out, especially if I say something that you want to talk about, communicate with, definitely let me know. I love talking about anything and everything, so that's why I'm here. And I think a big part of this too is to be able to provide a space for ideas. I know, people on the left side of the spectrum tend to call it safe space, and so yeah, I hope whoever I can bring on here, they feel free to communicate or express any ideas that they have. We're able to just talk about things. I don't want to edit anything. I want this to all just be raw, natural, straightforward, and provide thought. In this day and age, I feel like there's not really a lot of space for thinking. We're always worried about judging. We're worried about what people think of what we say. We're worried about this or that and blah, blah, blah. And so hopefully all my people that come on, I'm able to, make them feel comfortable. We're able to talk about ideas. I'm certainly going to be focusing on people in industries that I'm fond of because, this isn't going to be interesting if I'm not interested in the conversation. And, I think those conversations are going to revolve around people in the jiu-jitsu community, music community, spirituality, and, the fabric of our universe. Anything creative, and that's just kind of where I'm at now. And I'm sure that this is going to evolve and change over time. And there's not really a structure for it. It's really going to be free flow. It's going to be really just me talking to a camera and talking to people who want to talk about ideas. There's an idea out there that I wanted to bring up. It's the idea that there's multiple versions of you that exist, right? There's the idea that there's who you think you are. And then there's who everybody else views you as, and how there's technically multiple views of one person, right? There's, who your best friend views you as versus who your mother views you as versus your father versus your siblings, versus who you view yourself as. And it can be kind of a crazy idea to think that there's multiple versions of you out there, but, they exist, and whoever is seeing this, even though you're watching the same thing, you're going to interpret all this completely different, which I think is a beautiful thing. It can be a chaotic thing, and we'll just kind of go along the experience and see what happens. If you're on YouTube, you can see them recording this in my parents' basement. So let's start there. Let's start where I kind of am in my life, and I think that would set a great foundation for this entire podcast, especially if, you're a new person, just found me, if you're somebody, a guest that I'm trying to bring on, or someone just found me randomly, like, who is Clayton Cuteri? Where I'm at in my life. Where do we start? So I grew up in Pittsburgh, PA. I, went to college, or went to high school. I played all the sports: baseball, basketball, football. Then I went to college, got a computer engineering degree. Graduated, became a software engineer, and found myself in San Diego, California. Shout out San Diego. Absolutely beautiful city. Highly recommend anyone who has been interested in going to check it out. It's an incredible place. But where I'm at now is I'm just on really diving into the journey of life. I've decided to quit in the last 2 months, I have decided to quit my job. Without any plan. And what that has led me to do is to sell my car. I'm now traveling the East Coast, which is starting in my parents' basement. I'm going to make a trip down to Orlando September 10th And then I'm going to go to Atlanta and then Raleigh, North Carolina to see my sister. And then from there, I'm going to Brazil for an undisclosed amount of time. So hopefully a large majority of this, podcasting comes from Brazil. Obviously, I'll be recording, streaming and everything. So we can always get on touch from the internet, the big internet guy. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. In Brazil, I'm planning to just train jiu-jitsu, work on this podcast, become fluent in Portuguese. So maybe we'll have like a Portuguese episode, which maybe my American viewers might not like, but we'll have to figure out a way to, broadcast it in Portuguese. And then maybe it gives it on, you have to watch it on YouTube with like English subtitles or something. I don't know. That's at least a few months away. Let's focus on here and now. And so, yeah, here I am, just kind of putting it out there, hopefully have dope conversations with people. Been having a lot of great conversations lately, with, old friends, new friends, a lot of this stuff that we're all trying to figure out together. And, I really see this just as a journey. And, I appreciate you. If this is the only episode you ever watch, then, so be it. I hope you get something from learning about me. Maybe it's just that piece about there's multiple versions of yourself, and that's it. Oh, something I did want to bring up. Throughout this, if you hear something or I say something that creates an emotion within you, whether it completely resonates with you or you vibrate against it, it gets like emotion in you, I highly recommend that you meditate on whatever that was. Focus on meditating on it, especially if it's the negative. If it's like the corollary where you're like, I completely disagree with that, and you get angry about something. I just suggest you meditate on it, because it's really, I found a lot of truth and a lot of lessons in my life doing that. So that's why I'm suggesting it. Apart from that, if something resonates, take it, run with it. Maybe it's something that you needed to hear. If you hear something and it doesn't resonate at all, or it doesn't cause any reaction, then just let it be and move on past it. Maybe you'll come back and you'll hear it again and you'll be like, holy shit, that was some profound shit that Clayton was talking about. But who knows? Again, this is as much for me as it is for you. I've been having long conversations with people going like 2.5, 3 hours. So hopefully we can have some people on here to discuss the things I had discussed earlier. And who knows? I mean, the world's a crazy place. Maybe I'll get different interests in. We'll, move on to different stuff. And, who knows at the end of the day. If you want to find me on Instagram, Twitter, I have a Facebook, but I'm not crazy about it. All the tags are my name, just at Clayton Cuteri. Follow me. I have a Instagram for this podcast. I don't know about other stuff, but obviously there'll be a YouTube channel. And yeah, outside of that, man, let's just grow together. It's really what I think this is all about. It's just growing, becoming bigger than yourself, and realizing there's a bigger picture out there than just your day-to-day tasks. But what do I know? I'm just a monkey that figured out how to use stones, But sweet. I don't think I really have much else to add. Maybe one thing I would add is all of this is off the cuff. There's no script to any of this. So if it seems like I'm all over the place, that's why. And at this point I'm at like 9 minutes just talking to a camera, which I've never done before. And I'm kind of running out of shit to say, but maybe I'll have like life updates as we kind of go along. I do want to focus on interviewing people, because this is more about everybody and the whole process of learning from others, having these deep conversations that we never have hopefully over a long duration of time. I would hope so. But, maybe some will be 30 minutes, some will be 3 hours. And I think just, we're just going to go from there and see what happens. Yeah, but the point is that none of this is scripted. I'm not really, there's no plan for any of this. I just believe everything just kind of happens as it's supposed to happen. So, it's good to have a general outline, which is me planning to get people on. Outside of that, I hope you enjoyed episode 000. I hope you follow along. I think I got to do a shameless plug to, hit subscribe on whatever streaming platform you have this on. I'm going to try to put it on all the platforms there are, but if there's one I miss, definitely shoot me a message, let me know. Be like, hey man, I'm on this platform, help me out. I'll definitely shoot it to you. But I'm excited to just put this out there. This is really cool. Glad technology has gotten to this point. And yeah, without making this a boring episode, that's going to be the end of episode 000. We'll have some sweet guests lined up. I've got a couple guests that, well, I've got good guests that are doing cool shit. And I'm excited to hear what they think. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening to episode 000. Hopefully you learned something. If not, then, maybe you should never open this again. But subscribe, like, follow, do all that fun stuff, all these algorithms nowadays. Or don't, just watch. Watching is probably all I really care that you did. It's really for you guys as much as it is for me. And thank you. I love you. And have a good night.